Good morning, everyone. I'm Mauricio Bermudez, Accenture's Global Carbon Strategy and Intelligence Lead, here with some reflections from COP26 and what it means for our clients and partners. In the run-up to COP26 and over the past 2 weeks, we've seen fast movement from the business community, contrasting with the lackluster progress by policymakers in Glasgow. And while the final outcome document, the Glasgow Climate Pact, has probably fallen short of most expectations, we have to understand COP as a process that is broader than the political negotiations. This concept of broad COP, by which we mean the wider activity and collaboration across business, investors, civil society, academia, and other stakeholders, has actually delivered quite well on our climate ambitions. At COP, a consortium of more than 450 banks, insurers, and asset managers, together known as the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero, or GFANZ, committed to deliver up to 130 trillion of financing to help economies transition to net zero by 2050. The implications of mobilizing this level of capital will ensure greater transparency across the financial services industry on net zero activities, increase the pressure from investors on corporates to accelerate net zero, but also facilitate the massive deployment of capital that is required to get us there. 70% of the FTSE 100 has set a net zero ambition through the Race to Zero campaign, a major initiative by the UN High-Level Champions for Climate Action. Accenture had the fortune of working closely with the high-level champions, Nigel Topping and Gonzalo Munoz, in the run-up and at COP, galvanizing commitments for the Race to Zero campaign, the Race to Resilience campaign, as well as the Breakthrough Agenda, which is helping industries spanning consumer goods, retail, mining, steel, transport, cement, and others get to net zero by 2050. So, what does it all mean for our clients? I see 4 themes emerging, critical for businesses around the world. First, companies will be facing higher demands for transparency and trust building. All stakeholders, from employees, communities, and consumers, but also regulators, will demand greater scrutiny and accountability for climate actions. The creation of the International Sustainability Standards Board, led by the IFRS Foundation and announced at COP26, will fold almost 10 different reporting standards into a single framework. And the UN Secretary General announced the creation of a task force for accountability of non-state actors. Second, business will navigate a rapidly evolving policy landscape. New regulations on carbon, including carbon pricing, fuel subsidies phase out, as well as bans on fuels and technologies, but also supportive regulations such as grants for R&D or financial support for low carbon infrastructure are definitely coming from the NDCs. Other areas of policy development will likely be around carbon credits and markets, launched by the adoption at COP of the Paris Rulebook, and in particular, the Article 6 provisions on international cooperation and carbon markets. 3, business leaders will need to ideate new integration opportunities. The pressure to act at the nexus of climate and nature, whilst balancing a social and equitable transition for workers and communities, will prompt businesses to build better and integrated strategies and programs right across the SDGs. 4th, the critical role of collaboration has rapidly been gaining ground and indeed a key theme at COP, and will continue to accelerate. From industrial clusters to pre-competitive innovation to driving action and engagement via coalitions, businesses will have to collaborate and shape the new sustainable markets that they will compete in the future. I look forward to working with our clients and partners as they accelerate their efforts to imagine and transition to the net zero economy.